Hello YouTube, in this video I'm going to talk about a very important subject, and this is how to never tear a callus again and how to never hurt your hand again. If you've been lifting for a while, be it calisthenics, powerlifting, bodybuilding, whatever, you've experienced it. You've had some ripped skin, you've had some gashes, you've had some issues with your hands. And even though your body was fine, you couldn't train because you had to grip something and the pain in your hand made you unable to do so. First, I want to explain why it happens. You might have noticed one thing, or might have not, but I'm here to tell you that the reason why your callus tear all the time and the reason why your skin cracks and is damaged is because you use chalk. You use chalk and then you wash it off and you think it's enough. What you don't realize is that chalk absorbs the moisture of your skin, not just your sweat. It dries up your skin. If you use it every time you lift, just washing it off is not enough. You need to go the extra mile. You need to apply something. So, any type of hydration cream will work, but for lifters who use chalk all the time, on top of washing it off, you need to use something specific. I personally use this. It's called Climb On, something that rock climber use. It's a very fatty little rock that you play around with on your hand, and it leaves that oily film that your hands absorb and it hydrates them. Just doing that every day before bed is going to make a tremendous difference in your hands, in the health of your hands. Do it before bed. I said before bed. Why? Because it's going to make your hands immensely greasy, and anything you touch is going to become greasy, and you don't want that. If you do it before sleeping, when you wake up, it's going to be gone because your hands have time to absorb it. It usually takes 6 to 7 hours to absorb, so before bed is perfect. That was part one. That was the nice part and the easy part. Now comes part two. If if you are I don't want to say meek, but if you are queasy around nails and around like cuts and stuff like that, stop watching the video now, okay? Because it's going to involve a nail cutter and it's going to involve some skin, okay? There won't be any blood. It won't be graphic, but just so you know, I'm giving you a warning. So, a second thing you have to do is, if you're a serious lifter, you're going to end up with these, right? They're going to be pretty big, right? And they're going to be there for the rest of your life as long as you lift. They're good because they protect your hand. What they're not good at is, you can see from the side, sort of, they're bulky, meaning that they create ridges, meaning that if you grip a bar, there's a chance that the bars are going to rip them off. And when they rip them off, it's not just that guy, it's the entirety of the skin, and sometimes it's quite deep and it bleeds. And you have to call off the training. It's annoying. So, how to play around it? Take a nail cutter and cut them every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, a day before a rest day, I advise, you cut them. I'm going to show you how to cut them, all right? That's the number one type of injury you're going to encounter when your callus rips. It's annoying, but it's 100% of something you can avoid. I've never had a callus rip ever since I started doing this. A thing that is unavailable, and I'm going to show you right now because it just happened to me, is this. I don't know if you can see. It's pretty much a hole. So my skin just ripped open. That's gonna happen. If you have a barbell that's quite aggressive, you can't really avoid it. The best way to avoid it is a certain way to cut your calluses that I'm going to show you right now and stay on top of the hydration. I've noticed if I get lazy about my hand hydration before bed, it happens a ton. And when it happens, this one is much more annoying because it takes a week to heal. Because it's like a deep hole in the hand. It's not just a flesh wound. So, now's the fun part. How to take care of your calluses, how to cut them. I advise cutting them right after training because they're nice and bulky. Do not cut them after a shower. Why? Because your skin is going to be spongy and you might overcut. You might go too deep. You don't want that. This is already going to fragilize your hand. All right. So again, I'm repeating myself. Do it before a rest day so that you give some time for your hands to heal. It's not going to bleed, but I'm going to show you right now. So this is your hand. This is the nail cutter. What you're going to do is you're going to press on the callus, all right? And you're going to cut, all right? And it's going to look like this, all right? There's no bleeding. It doesn't hurt. It's dead skin. It won't hurt, all right? Basically, when you push with the nail cutter, I'm going to show you with another one. When you push it in strong and you cut, anything you cut is dead skin. So I did it again just now. Dead skin, all right? This is what you don't want because this is what's going to create a nice ridge for the barbell to grab onto and rip. And it's going to rip live skin, and that's when it bleeds. But these guys you don't care about. So you want to remove them, and you want to do it enough to the point where it's completely flat, all right? So let me show you with a fresh one. You see this guy here? All right, that's my callus, all right? This is untouched, all right? I waited 2 weeks to do it to show you guys. Untouched. I'm going to do it real quick for you guys so that you can see what the final product is supposed to look like. So it's basically the idea is to not give the barbell any grip. And you might think, oh, but it's going to hurt, right? No, you're going to return to lifting 2 days afterwards, and it's going to be completely fine. And don't worry about that. They're going to come back. I cut them every 2 weeks. They come back every 2 weeks, and they're the same size and sometimes even bigger. All right, so this is quite a quick. For the first time you do it, you want to take your time. You don't want to overcut. You don't want to go too deep. But this is what it looks like when it's done. See, now it's nice and smooth. I removed all the dead skin. There's no grip anymore, okay? This guy is big, but there's no grip. So this is pretty much what you want to be doing every 2 weeks. And an advice I have for you is the night when you do it, you want to apply much more hydration product before bed, just as a help for your hand, because it's going to absorb the substance much deeper in the skin. It's going to keep it healthier for longer. I think that all lifters can understand that feeling of frustration when you rip a callus and it makes you unable to train even though you're healthy. It's annoying. And for me, it ended up happening every 3 weeks and it made me crazy. So now I found the fix and I want to share it with you guys. I'm going to end up this video with something. So I told you about this, the hole that you can't really play around with. It's nothing you can avoid. But there's a way to make sure that it doesn't get deeper, and I'm going to show you right now. So it's always going to happen, that split in between the finger and the palm, because that's where it's bendy, right? And the reason why it's annoying is because it bends all the time, so it never heals. So it just happened to me right there. I'm going to show you how to make it so that it doesn't grow bigger. So what's going to happen is, of course, because it's split in two, there's going to be the hole right there, and then there's going to be extra skin on top that's going to create like a roof. You want that roof to be gone. And you might think, well, that's counterintuitive. The roof protects the wound. No, it makes it so it never heals, because when you close your hand, the roof, the extra skin that peeled off, goes into the wound, so it never heals. So you want to make that wound, or rather the area around the wound, as flat as possible. And that's going to make it so much easier to heal. So I did my best here. You can see I cut around. So now it's not a wound anymore. It's not deep. It's flat. It's completely flat. And that's going to heal in no time. If it's too deep, usually I put glue in it. But that's for another video. So that's pretty much that to how to make sure you never rip a callus again. I hope it was useful. If you have questions or things I didn't explain properly, please let me know. And I guarantee you, if you're the type of guy who rips calluses all the time, this is going to change your life. Thank you for watching and have a good day.